Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. As the 2018 Basel World novelties begin to reach us, I'm proud and pleased to share one of the most exciting new models of the year from Bulgari. This is the 2018 Bulgari Octo Finissimo Automatic in blasted rose gold with matching blasted rose gold bracelet. You can see on my 16cm circumference wrist, the watch is as slim and athletic as ever, chiseled, faceted, handsome, and paper thin at 5.5 millimeters thick. The diameter of the watch remains 40 millimeters, though as you can see it's not a conventional round watch. From lug to lug, including the bracelet's rigid outer outcroppings, you find the watch has a span across the wrist of 49.2 millimeters, and it does stick limpet-like to your wrist and can be expected to slide underneath any dress cuff no matter how tight. This is the quintessential sports luxury and, when necessary, dress timepiece. I'll take a quick look at the watch's bracelet and talk about the ergonomic equation of an Octo Finissimo on the bracelet. Of course, in 2017, the watch in titanium won the GPHG, the Oscars of watchmaking, in the Best Men's Watch category. This timepiece uses the same case and bracelet profile, but renders it in a new material. And you'll note that the same ergonomic logic applies. The bracelet itself is thin. This is only 2.25 millimeters thin, and the timepiece features a wonderful scalloped profiling underneath the links to allow the wrist to aerate as well as to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair. I can attest to the comfort, and you'll note that the seamless profiling tapers in a more or less continuous sweep from the flare of the lugs down to the buckle itself, which is a wonderful double deployant. Robust in spite of its slim profile, when it is closed on the wrist, it's sufficiently flush that it will largely avoid scars from desk diving, and unlike a bulky dive clasp, this one is the epitome of elegance with only the engraved Bulgari logo giving you a clue as to the partition point. The timepiece features a matching blasted case, and we need to talk a little bit about this case. It's not just a matter of the finish, which is exquisite, wonderfully grained, rich, and nuanced, but it's the faceting of the case and the bracelet inspired by Roman and Renaissance Italian architecture. When you get very close, and we'll get close and give ourselves a bit more light, you can see it's a combination of steps and slopes and creases. As much an expression of Italian high couture as it is architecture. Now, Bulgari wants you to think of the 310 AD Roman Mezentius Basilica when you see this watch, but whether you get the reference or not, beauty is objective, in my opinion, and this watch has it. The taper of the bracelet is perfectly integrated into the flank of the lugs, and there are strap options available, in which case you would find that the lug-to-lug dimension of the watch becomes 46 millimeters without the additional flare of the bracelet. The combination of faceting, and there are innumerable dozens of facets on this case, and the curvature adds a nuance and a richness that keeps the watch enticing and exciting. You'll note that the stepped plinth underneath the bezel is echoed in the faceted frame of the dial inboard, but there is a conventional round bezel structure with a conical profile outboard. Now, moving into the dial, you can see one of the highlights of the Octo Finissimo collection. Each watch in each material has a dial that corresponds. So we have blasted 18-karat rose gold, and we have a dial of blasted 18-karat rose gold, as we also have titanium and steel dials in the collection now. You'll note that all of the indices, as well as the numerals 12 and 6, are glossy transferred and beautifully pop against the base for superb legibility. It is an article of art and architecture for the wrist, but yes, it does work well as a watch. You'll note glossy and faceted skeletonized Dauphine hands at center, and a paucity of text that other Swiss watchmakers would be well advised to follow. Nothing but Swiss-made and the brand named Bulgari, jeweler and now manufacturer watchmaker par excellence. You'll note the crown is richly detailed in its own right with a double row of knurling and a polished and faceted black ceramic cabochon. Now, that crown will allow you to manipulate the movement, and we really do need to talk about the movement because it is a work of art in its own right. Here you can see Bulgari manufacturer caliber BVL138. This debuted with the Octo Finissimo Automatic in 2017, and it is a masterpiece. Micro rotor, automatic, 60-hour power reserve, you can see that the micro rotor itself features a premium platinum rotor mass. Most micro rotor movements, including those from the likes of Patek Philippe, use gold. If you want absolute efficiency and a micro rotor with no compromise in winding, you want platinum, and that's what you get from Bulgari. You also get ceramic rotor bearings inside the body of the rotor bearing itself. The balls are kiln-fired ceramic that operate without lubricants for higher efficiency and longer wearing durability. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and you'll note that Bulgari has equipped a full balance bridge, which is impressive because it adds both structural integrity to the movement itself, as well as a measure of shock and vibration resistance to the balance structure. 36 joules, entirely hand finished. Two of the most appealing qualities of the caliber are its size. It's 36.6 millimeters across, so thus perfectly sized for its case, the hallmark of a true manufacturer. But it's also only 12.23 millimeters thick. Now, the Patek Philippe 240 micro rotor, which is considered a benchmark among these types of movements, that's 2.4 millimeters thick. So Bulgari has one-upped the grande dame of Geneva high horology. Of course, Bulgari is manufactured based in the Vallée de Joux, executes this one immaculately with linear Côte de Genève, immaculate alignment of the ridges and striations, a micro perlage across the base plate, as well as a dressage brushing atop the rotor itself. You'll note the screw heads benefit from black polish, and the anglage, the rounded edge that you'll see glinting and gleaming at the edge of every bridge, beautifully rounded, optically smooth. You can see it's the real anglage laid down by hand rather than a sharp, ugly machined bevel. This is both handmade and hand finished, and exquisite for both. You may be surprised to learn that the watch still boasts conventional water resistance, despite what was a record 5.15 millimeter thickness for an automatic watch in 2017. You have 3 ATM water resistance, and thus you have far more than the class standard, which is usually 2 for an ultra-thin dress watch. Nevertheless, though a dress watch perhaps, the timepiece has a sporty bent to it such that it could wear with almost anything. You can learn more about this and the entire 2018 Bulgari line on our website, bvlgariwatches.com.